At the beginning of the story, we see a house in the middle of the forest. Inside, an old lady is washing clothes covered in blood. On the walls, there are photos of her two children. Just then, a postman arrives outside the house. He knocks on the gate, but the old lady doesn't come out. Thinking no one is home, the postman starts to leave, until he hears strange noises coming from the basement. Curious, he sets his bag aside and goes down to check. What he sees down there terrifies him. He tries to run away, but before he can escape, something drags him into the basement. The story then jumps 30 years ahead. Now we're back in the same forest, but this time at a camp. A group of teenagers obsessed with their phones has been brought here for a retreat, designed to break their addiction. As soon as they arrive, the manager collects everyone's phones. Meanwhile, we see the same house again, and the same old woman from 30 years ago. She has just hunted a deer and tosses it into the basement, where something strange still lurks. But then, she slips and falls into the basement herself. Whatever was trapped down there kills the old lady and sets itself free. The next morning, the camp prepares for a trekking trip. A priest comes first to pray for them. Their trek is a long one, planned to last 3 days. Among the group is a girl named Josium, who has a strange scar on her hand that she tries to hide from everyone. She has been struggling with depression in her life. A boy named Julak approaches her and tries to start a conversation, but Josium doesn't pay him much attention. As the group continues their trek, they come across a deer that has just been hunted. The guide warns them that a big predator must be nearby and could return at any moment. Actually, the guide had already noticed that the victim wasn't killed by an animal, but most likely by a human. Still, she hides this fact from everyone and decides to ignore it. The group keeps traveling the whole day, and at night, they set up camp in one spot. The guide isn't just their guide. She's also their counselor. None of the teenagers here know each other from before. The real purpose of this trekking trip is to help these teens break their bad addiction to mobile phones. And for that, their guide keeps motivating them. While everyone is chatting together, suddenly a wolf shows up. Everyone gets scared except for Joshia. She doesn't panic and manages to drive the wolf away. After that, everyone falls asleep. Later that night, one boy sneaks out of the camp. He had secretly kept his phone with him, and while he was scrolling through social media, a strange human-like figure appeared. But it's definitely not a normal human. That creature kills the boy and drags his body away. At the same time, Joshia has a dream about the moment she was once driving with her mom. Her mom wanted to take a selfie, and because of that, they ended up in a car accident. Joshia wakes up from the nightmare. Meanwhile, the guide is searching for the missing boy who was killed by that strange figure the night before. She asks everyone where he went, and soon they notice bloodstains near Joshia. She shows the blood marks to the group and insists that they need to find him as soon as possible. So, Joshia, Julie, and the guide head into the forest to look for him, and eventually, they reach a house where an old lady used to live. That old woman had hidden something in her basement. The three of them go inside the house, and a strong stench hits them. They also spot the basement door. Gathering courage, they go down into the basement, where they discover the dead body of their missing friend, the one who had been killed by that monster the night before. Out of fear, they all try to escape from there. But before they can run, that strange-looking creature and the monster show up. So, everyone rushes back down into the basement, where the guide helps Josiah and Julie escape through a window. But before she can climb out herself, the monster appears in front of her and kills her. Josiah and Lick run away from there. Meanwhile, by the lake, two of their friends are sitting, unaware of the situation. Suddenly, the monster shows up and kills the girl. Seeing this, the boy panics and runs for his life. While fleeing, he ends up inside a church, where the same priest who had prayed for them is present. The priest knocks him unconscious, and when he wakes up, he finds himself tied to a chair, completely confused. The priest says, "I know how to fix kids like you from the new generation." Just then, the generator outside turns on by itself. The priest goes out to check it, but in reality, the monster had switched it on, having followed the boy all the way to the church. The monster kills the priest, then enters the church. The boy, trying to save himself, hides inside the confession room, but the monster spots him, grabs him, and takes him away. Meanwhile, we see Josiah again, trying to escape with his life. While running, he sees a house ahead. He and his companion head toward it. An old man living inside invites them in. Although both are suspicious and scared, they have no other choice, so they enter. Inside, the old man says, "I know what you're running from." Josiah asks him, and the man explains. Many years ago, a woman lived here with her 2 sons. One day, a meteor fell about a meter deep into the forest. The lady's 2 sons saw that meteor and brought it back home with them. At night, they placed the meteor under their pillows. From inside it, a strange liquid seeped out and entered their bodies. Slowly, their forms began to change. They turned from humans into monsters. They killed their dog, and when their mother found out, she locked both of them away in the basement. And if they've managed to escape today, it can only mean one thing: their mother must have died. What's worse is, there aren't just one, but 2 of them. Everyone had assumed there was only a single monster. The old man telling them this story is actually the same postman who went to that lady's house 30 years ago. Back then, the 2 sons had dragged him into the basement, but somehow he survived. Now, as an old man, he says, "If you want, you can stay here." But Rhea doesn't want to stay under any circumstances. She just wants to get out of this forest. She says, "The body of our friend who was killed first is still in the basement. He had a mobile phone with him. If we can somehow retrieve it, we can call for help. The nearest town is 2 days away, and if we try walking there, those creatures might kill us before we make it." So, Josiah decides she will go down into the basement. Julak tries to stop her, but she refuses to listen, forcing him to go with her. They once again reach that same house, somehow make it into the basement, and manage to get hold of the mobile phone. But just then, the monster spots them. It grabs Josiah by the neck and lifts her into the air. At that moment, Julak attacks it from behind with a knife. Enraged, the monster pulls the knife out and drives it straight into Julak's body. It knocks Josiah unconscious. And when Josiah regains consciousness, she sees Julk in front of her, badly wounded and writhing in pain. He begs her to pull the knife out. Josiah knows that if she does, he will die. But she also realizes there's no other choice. So she pulls the knife out, and Julk dies instantly. Josiah is completely shattered, because everyone who had come with her to the camp has already been killed. Somehow, she manages to break free from her chains and slowly climbs upward. There she sees a demon sleeping. In fact, when one of them stays home, the other goes out hunting. Quietly, Josiah grabs a large knife and creeps toward the creature. She stabs the beast to death and escapes, running until she finally reaches the road. There, she sees a car. It's a ranger on patrol. The ranger notices Josiah and she rushes to him, explaining everything. Hearing her story terrifies the ranger too. He lets her into his car and they drive away together. But on the way, the ranger spots a dead body lying ahead. He wants to check it out, though Josiah warns him not to. Ignoring her, he steps out of the car. As he approaches the body, the same demon who had gone out hunting appears. It kills the ranger. The body had been left there as bait. Meanwhile, the scene cuts to the postman. Someone knocks at his door, and he immediately pulls out his gun and fires, thinking the demon is outside. But when he steps out, he finds the same boy whom the demon had earlier abducted from the church. Somehow, the boy had managed to escape, but he was already fatally injured and now dead. Back to Josiah. She climbs into the driver's seat of the car. With fury, she slams the vehicle into the demon, running it over again and again until the beast is finally crushed to death. And then she takes the car and drives away. Later at night, we are shown 2 men on the same road who are drunk and slowly walking ahead. Actually, today is Hitler's birthday, and they are celebrating it. That's when they notice the dead body of that monster lying in front of them. But in reality, the monster is still alive. It kills both of them. Meanwhile, at the house, we see that the monster's other brother is also alive. This means killing them isn't that easy. The powers they got from the meteoroid are some kind of alien powers that are extremely strong. To kill them, another way must be found. At the house, the monster hears the sound of a police car outside, which means the police have arrived, and now it will kill all of them too. With this, the movie's story comes to an end. Let me know your thoughts, and also tell me if you want to watch part 2 of this or not. Subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.